Welcome or welcome back to my channel, Geneva in General. I am Geneva, and I want you to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. My Connecticut Sun team, guys, we have destroyed and defeated the Seattle Storm this morning. This is a very interesting and kind of spicy game, okay, if you watch the whole game. But let me kick off the play-by-play. So the first quarter begins, and Nneka scores, right? I love her name, Nneka. I heard some people say it as Nneka Ogumake. And then Bonner scores. Thomas scores. Carrington scores. Carrington scores again. Skylar scores. Harris makes 2 of 2 free throw shots. Jewel scores. Jones makes 1 of 2. That's Brianna Jones. Jewel scores. Jewel Lloyd. Jones scores. Then Jewel hits a 3. And we are tied at 13 points to 13 points. And then Storm scores. It was somebody on that's new that I've never seen before in Storm. I'm sorry. Harris makes a 3. Harris scores. Then Thomas scores. Izzy makes 2 of 2 free throw shots. Olivia is 2 of 2. Jewel hits a 3. The first quarter ends with the Sun having 22 points to the Seattle Storm's 20 points. Second quarter begins. Horton scores. Carrington scores. Carrington makes 1 of 2 free throw shots. Russell scores. Mercedes Russell, that is. Marina scores. Marina makes 1 of 1 free throw shots. Veronica Burton scores. Skylar Diggins-Smith scores. Mabry scores. Thomas, okay, at this point, she hurts her leg, okay? I forgot who it was. It was an opposing team member, I believe, or it may have been somebody. I forgot who it was, but they smashed right into her leg last game, and like she literally had to leave the court. So again, her leg has been bothering her ever since that other game, and now she gets her leg hurt again, right? So she leaves the game. She goes to the locker room. Jones makes 1 of 2 free throw shots. Then Carrington scores. The Storm scores. Gabby scores. Nneka makes 2 of 2 free throw shots. Jones scores. Jewel scores. Bonner makes 2 of 2 free throws. Jules makes 2 of 2. Jones scores. Jones hits 1 of 1, and then the second quarter ends with the Seattle Storm having 34 points. The Connecticut Suns 42 points. Third quarter kicks off. Lloyd scores. Jones is good for 2 of 2. Harris scores. Skylar scores. Carrington scores. Carrington makes 1 of 1 free throws. Skylar scores. Carrington scores. Nneka scores. Jones scores. Again, in the third quarter, it was like a little rivalry brewing up, okay, between Alyssa Thomas and Nneka Ogumake. They kept fouling each other and like hitting each other, and like kind of at one point they both go to the ground, and it looks like Alyssa Thomas again. She hurt her leg in the second quarter. She comes back thankfully in the third quarter. It almost looked like Thomas kind of like had her arms around her neck a little bit, and she kind of like tussled her off. So it was a mess. They kept going back and forth, back and forth. And then Jones scores. Nneka scores. Ezzy scores. Jones scores again. Nneka hits a 3. Jones is 1 of 2 free throw shots. Marina scores. Horton scores. Thomas scores. Ezzy scores. Nneka is 1 of 1. Jewel is 1 of 1. Burton hits a 3. And the third quarter ends, and it's bad for them because they was down 9 points. So the Connecticut Sun had 65 points to the Seattle Storm's 56 points. The fourth quarter begins. Mabry hits a 3. Storm scores. Nneka scores. Harris scores. Jewel is 2 of 2. Mabry makes a 3. Skylar makes 2 of 2 free throw shots. Nneka makes a 3. Jones scores. Ezzy scores. Jones makes 2 of 2 free throw shots. Jones scores again. Skylar scores. Jones scores. Skylar makes 2 of 2. I was so proud of Brianna Jones, aka Breezy. She was hitting it back to back. Okay. Ezzy makes 1 of 2 free throw shots. Then Veronica Burton scores. Harris makes 1 of 2 free throw shots. Lloyd makes a 3. Thomas makes 1 of 2 free throws. Nneka scores. Nneka makes 1 of 1 free throws. Mabry scores. Burton makes 1 of 2. Thomas makes 1 of 1. Lloyd makes 3 of 3. Mabry makes 1 of 2. Gabby makes 1 of 2. Harris makes 1 of 2. Burton makes 1 of 2. Then Burton makes 2 of 2. The game ends with the Connecticut Sun winning, making 93 points, whereas the Seattle Storms had 86 points. That last 1 minute and 30 seconds of the game was ridiculous, okay? Again, I have freaking WNBA fatigue. If you guys don't know, it's like 4, maybe 5 possibly. I think it's 4 games going on all day. This game didn't end until like 1:15, 1:20 p.m. The Chicago Sky game had picked up between Chicago Sky and Minnesota Lynx. I'm about to do a video on that right after this. So I'm literally watching 2 screens, right? Because the freaking Sun game, the Sun versus Storm game would not end because the freaking refs, okay, the officials, they kept blowing their whistles. That is so annoying to me. Like, it's like, have you seen like the stop motion animations or like a claymation with like the little clays? It's like you got to like move them like ever so slightly and then make it like a film. Like, it's like you move here, then film 1, 2, 3, just to get them to do this. That's how it is in the WNBA, and it's so annoying. That you can tell like Seattle Storm, they was fighting to try to draw fouls off the Connecticut Sun the last 1 minute and 30 seconds. They were that desperate because again, as you can see, all the last plays was everybody making free throw shot attempts. It was just ridiculous. Again, Nneka Ogumake and Alyssa Thomas, they've been getting into it all game. starting in the third quarter rather. And it's so funny when Alyssa Thomas, she did like the flop move that Nneka Carrington did to Caitlin Clark. It's funny because anytime Alyssa Thomas, like, she be brutalizing players in the court, like, she always makes that like face, like, what? Oh my God, you're hurt. Stop being weak. Get up on your good foot. Like, girl, you strong. Like, okay, Alyssa Thomas she stands at 6'2", and she's listed on Google as weighing 185 pounds. And she got nice size and muscle on her. Okay. She has hurt her teammates, rather on accident, of course, and also she has hurt many opponents. Okay. Alyssa Thomas ain't nothing to play with. So when you can hit Nneka, who's also like 6'2", she's about 180 plus pounds herself. Like, Nneka is not, sometimes she can flop. Like, a lot of the players flop, right? Everybody gets accused of flopping, like, oh, you faking it. But like Alyssa Thomas, like, she had hit Caitlin Clark so hard, like in the chin, like she flew down, and she was just like, she does that face, like, come on, I didn't even hit you that hard. Like, yes, you did. You are big as heck and strong as heck. And like, she literally brutalizes people on the court. Again, this is a great, amazing game. Shout out to Brianna Jones again, like Breezy, aka Breezy. She was doing the thing, okay, scoring back to back to back to back. Nneka Carrington, I don't care what nobody's saying. I'm going to have to do a separate video on her. She is the 2024 WNBA's Defensive Player of the Year and Most Improved Player of the Year. Period. Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner was cooking up. Gabby Williams of the Seattle Storm. Of course, Nneka Ogwumike. I got to give them my salute. I got to give them my respects. And who else? Skylar Diggins-Smith. Of course, she's always a threat on the court. Ezzy, Veronica Burton, again, like, she's been improving too. She's getting more minutes. Olivia Nelson-Adota, again, she's 6'5". She's so tall and lanky. She's just so model-esque. She's beautiful. The WNBA has so many gorgeous women. This just don't make no sense, okay? But Olivia Nelson, she kind of got to work on her confidence and just her shooting ability and technique, because it's like she's very, like, she is afraid to go beyond the basket, if that makes sense. Like, 2-pointers, mid-range 3-pointers is out of the question for her. Again, guys, the Connecticut Sun, we just destroyed Seattle Storm, and on the brighter side, right? Not only has my second favorite team behind the Chicago Sky just won this game, but because Connecticut Sun just defeated the Seattle Storm, that means the Las Vegas Aces ladies, they get to keep their 4th seed spot. A win is a win. The Sun, the Connecticut Sun, has risen today in Uncasville, Connecticut.